All right, everybody, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? Today, we're tackling a topic that's both awe-inspiring and a little mind-bending. Paradise, according to the Urantia book.
Definitely one of the most intriguing concepts in the book.
Now, when you hear the word paradise, what comes to mind?
I think most people picture something pretty vague, right? Maybe fluffy clouds, angels playing harps. The usual.
Exactly. But the Urantia book takes a totally different approach. Forget vague metaphors. This book dives into the nitty-gritty details of paradise. It's almost like a cosmic travel guide, laying out the supposed dwelling place of God, the Universal Father.
It's really remarkable how specific it gets.
Right, and that's what we're here to explore. So first things first,
Yeah.
What does the Urantia book actually say about the nature of paradise?
Well, it gets right to the point, saying paradise is a real, tangible place. Not just a concept, not a feeling, a real place. A gigantic, organized body of cosmic reality, to quote it directly.
Wow. So it's saying that God's location on paradise is as definite as any city on earth, like London or New York.
Precisely. Which really challenges our typical understanding, doesn't it? We often think of God as being everywhere at once.
Right, omnipresent. It's kind of ingrained in how we think about a supreme being. But here we have this idea of a specific, pinpointable location.
It makes you wonder about how that works, right? Like if God has an address on paradise, how does that line up with being present throughout the universe? Luckily, the book delves into a whole system of spiritual navigation, but that's probably a deep dive for another day.
Absolutely. Okay, so tangible place, check. We've got our cosmic coordinates. But what about its actual structure? What does this paradise look like?
Well, the Urantia book even gives us details about its shape. Forget perfect spheres like the planets we see in our telescopes. Paradise, according to the book, is elliptical.
Elliptical.
Really? Yeah. A bit longer from north to south than it is from east to west.
Now, that's not a shape you hear every day, especially not when describing celestial objects. Right. Elliptical. Any ideas?
It doesn't explicitly say, but, it definitely sparks some curiosity. Makes you wonder about the forces that might have shaped paradise and the universe around it, right?
Absolutely. Okay, so we've got this massive elliptical island floating in the vastness of space.
Yeah.
And it's not just one big empty island, is it?
Definitely not. The Urantia book divides paradise into three main areas. We've got upper paradise, peripheral paradise.
Okay, I'm already intrigued. It's like we're zooming in on a cosmic map. But hold on, you said three areas, right? What's the third one?
That would be nether paradise. And trust me, it's as mysterious as it sounds. We'll get there, I promise. But first...
All right, let's start with what we do know, or at least what the book tries to explain. Upper paradise. What's it like?
Imagine a place of dazzling beauty, filled with activity. Imagine distinct zones that are almost like cosmic neighborhoods.
Cosmic neighborhoods. So we're talking different areas for different kinds of beings.
You got it. Imagine paradise citizens. They're native to this central universe called Havona. Then imagine designated areas for beings who've come from all the different universes out there, each with their own unique experiences, their own stories.
Wow. That's a lot of residents. This paradise must be absolutely massive to accommodate everyone.
Oh, it is. And the Urantia book isn't shy about emphasizing the sheer scale of it all. It gives these mind-boggling figures for how many beings each section can hold. And it's nowhere near capacity. Like, it really wants you to understand this isn't just some little cosmic village. This is a creation of truly mind-blowing proportions.
It makes you feel pretty small, doesn't it?
It certainly puts things in perspective.
Okay, so we've got these cosmic neighborhoods in Upper Paradise. What else is going on there?
Well, at the very heart of Upper Paradise, we have the most holy sphere. And this area, it's described as being purely spiritual.
Purely spiritual, meaning?
Meaning, it's beyond our current comprehension. A place of worship, of profound spiritual attainment. Even the book acknowledges that wrapping our human minds around a purely spiritual reality is pretty much impossible.
That's fair enough. We're a little too attached to the physical down here.
Mm-hmm.
But hold on, doesn't the Urantia book also say that even if you make it to paradise, there's still a way to access memories of your material life?
It does. It mentions these historic and prophetic exhibit areas where you can revisit memories of your journey through the universes. Almost like a cosmic scrapbook, right?
Wow. That's a cool concept. It's like, even in this purely spiritual realm, your experiences as a material being still have significance.
Right. It's not about erasing your past, but integrating it into your eternal existence.
Okay, I love that. All right, so we've got the most holy sphere at the center. What else makes up Upper Paradise?
So, radiating outward from the most holy sphere are 7 concentric zones. And these zones make up the holy area. Think of it like the cosmic suburbs of paradise.
Okay, I'm picturing it. Cosmic suburbs. And what makes these zones so special?
Each zone is the residential headquarters for beings from one of the 7 superuniverses.
Wait, 7 super universes? There's more than one.
Oh, yeah. The Urantia book gets wild with its cosmology. See, our universe, the one we know and love, is just one tiny part of a much, much larger structure, a super universe. And guess what? There are 6 more beyond our own, 7 in total.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. So each of these zones in the holy area corresponds to one of the 7 super universes, like a home away from home for beings from each of those realms.
That's exactly it. It's all about cosmic organization, right? And you know what's really cool? Each zone is specifically designed for the growth and development of the beings who reside there. We're talking unimaginable levels of learning, spiritual advancement, collaboration on a cosmic scale. The level of detail the book goes into is insane.
Cosmic urban planning at its finest.
Right.
It really makes you wonder about all the incredible things happening in those zones, doesn't it? All those different beings working and learning together. But before we get too lost in the wonders of Upper Paradise, you mentioned something about peripheral paradise. What's out there on the edge of things?
Picture this. Peripheral paradise is like a bustling cosmic airport.
A cosmic airport. Now, I'm really curious. Lay it on me.
It's all about arrivals and departures. The book talks about landing and dispatching fields for different orders of spirit beings. It really emphasizes this idea of paradise being a central hub of activity.
So it's not just a final destination, but also a crossroads for beings traveling the universe.
Precisely. It adds a whole other layer of complexity, doesn't it?
It does. So who else might you encounter out there on the peripheral?
Oh, you might just bump into the 7 master spirits while you're there.
The 7 master spirits. Now, those are some names I haven't heard in a while. Refresh my memory. Who are they again?
Only some of the most powerful beings in existence. They oversee the 7 super universes. They even have their own spheres orbiting Paradise. But get this, even they maintain headquarters out on the periphery.
Now, that's what I call a power move. Sure, we've got our own private planets, but we still need an office downtown. It's all about staying connected.
Exactly. And you know what else is out there on the periphery?
Let me think. Oh, those historic and prophetic exhibit areas we talked about earlier.
You got it. Trillions upon trillions of exhibits, each one dedicated to a specific local universe. Imagine that. A cosmic museum preserving the stories, the present, and even the future potentials of countless universes.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. We've only just scratched the surface of upper and peripheral paradise, and I'm already overwhelmed, but we've been putting it off long enough. What about this mysterious nether paradise? What's going on beneath the surface?
Buckle up, because we're diving into the deep end nether paradise. And even the Urantia book itself calls this place shrouded in mystery.
Okay, now that's intriguing. Upper Paradise sounded pretty amazing, with all those cosmic neighborhoods and everything.
A lot going on up there.
Yeah. But mysterious.
Yeah.
That's a whole other level. So what can you tell us about Nether Paradise?
Well, the beings who shared this information, they admit they don't have all the answers when it comes to Nether Paradise.
Really? Even they're stumped.
It's true. But the glimpses they do provide are pretty mind-blowing. Imagine the universe's most powerful engine room humming with forces we can barely comprehend.
An engine room. Okay, I like where this is going.
Right.
So if this is the engine room, what's powering what?
Think of it this way. At the very heart of Nether Paradise, there's the Zone of Infinity.
The Zone of Infinity. Even the name sounds intense.
Right. And this zone, it's described as being so fundamentally different from anything else we know that its true nature remains a complete mystery.
A zone of pure mystery at the center of everything. It's almost like too much to even think about. But if the Zone of Infinity is like the heart of this engine, what are the other parts?
Okay, so picture the Zone of Infinity like the very center of a target. See it.
Okay, got it.
Surrounding it are other regions, less mysterious maybe, but still absolutely crucial to how the entire cosmos functions.
So concentric circles again. It's like paradise is all about layers upon layers of wonder. I'm starting to get a visual here.
It's quite the image. Now, the outermost zone, the one furthest from the Zone of Infinity, that's described as a force center.
A force center, meaning?
Meaning the birthplace of all physical energy and cosmic force in the entire universe. Every bit of energy that makes stars burn, planets spin, even the energy that allows us to think and feel, it all traces back to this one spot.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you serious? This force center is where it all begins. The Urantia book just comes right out and says it.
In no uncertain terms. And it even gets into the structure of this force center. 3 elliptical zones nested within each other.
Elliptical zones again. Okay, keep going. I'm hooked.
The innermost zone of this force center, the one closest to the zone of infinity, that's said to be the focal point of Paradise's own internal energy activities.
Hold on. Paradise itself is generating this unimaginable energy. I thought it was more of a paradise.
Mm-mm.
You know, peace, beauty, tranquility, not a cosmic power plant.
It's both. And the Urantia book doesn't shy away from this dynamic, powerful aspect of Paradise.
Wow. So much for my peaceful paradise image. Okay, so innermost zone, Paradise's own energy. What about the other two?
Right, so the outermost zone of this force center, now this is where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
This outer zone, the Urantia book, suggests that it might be connected to the actions of the unqualified absolute.
Unqualified absolute. Okay, I'm going to need a minute to unpack that one. That sounds like a whole other deep dive waiting to happen.
It certainly could be.
But for now, let's stick with this outer zone, the one pumping out all this force and energy. What about the zone in between the innermost and the outermost? What's happening there?
Now that is the million-dollar question. And you know what? Even the Urantia book doesn't give us a clear answer on that one.
Really?
Yep. It does say this middle zone is expanding and contracting in 3 distinct cycles, but its exact function, still a mystery.
3 cycles, huh? Expanding and contracting, you know. It's kind of like a cosmic heartbeat, wouldn't you say?
What a beautiful image, and it really speaks to the dynamic, ever-changing nature of the cosmos that the Urantia book emphasizes throughout. But keep in mind, we're not talking about your average heartbeat here. These cycles, they last for billions of years.
Billions with a B. Okay, yeah, that definitely puts things in perspective. And speaking of things that are hard to wrap your head around, you mentioned space respiration earlier, something about the universe breathing.
I did, and it's connected to these cycles. See, the Urantia book describes this incredible process where the universe isn't static. It actually expands and contracts over these vast timescales, like breathing in and out, but on a cosmic level.
So we've got these epic cycles of expansion and contraction, this constant flow of energy originating from nether paradise, and this mysterious middle zone of the force center doing, well, something important, I'm sure. But here's my question. How does any of this relate to us? Down here on our tiny little planet, living our tiny little lives. It's fascinating, don't get me wrong, but is it even relevant to our corner of existence?
You know, I think that's the question that's always at the heart of these explorations, and luckily the Urantia book offers some really compelling answers.
From the heights of Upper Paradise to the depths of Nether Paradise, it's been quite a journey. Cosmic neighborhoods, a universal engine room. We've covered a lot of ground today.
It's mind-boggling stuff, for sure. But through it all, the Urantia book paints this picture of paradise that's not just a pretty place, you know? It's active, it's powerful, it's connected to every corner of creation.
Like it's not just at the center geographically, but it's also the powerhouse, the beating heart of the entire cosmos. And speaking of attracting attention, doesn't the book also say that paradise is the source of gravity itself?
It does, and not just gravity like we experience it here on Earth, apples falling, that sort of thing. It takes it way further than that.
Okay, tell me more, because I'm all about taking it further.
Right, so the Urantia book describes paradise as the ultimate attractor, this force that pulls everything towards it, not just physically but spiritually too.
Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. So it's like this. Paradise isn't just the physical center of the universe, but also the spiritual center. Like a homing beacon, drawing all beings towards it, whether they realize it or not.
That's a perfect way to put it. This inherent yearning, this pull towards something greater than ourselves, that's paradise calling.
Wow. Okay, so paradise, central island, radiating energy, shaping the universe with its gravity, AD acting as this ultimate destination for spiritual beings. Did I miss anything?
You got it all. That's a pretty amazing summary of a concept that's almost impossible to grasp, really.
It's a lot, for sure. But, you know, as mind-blowing as all these details are, I think there's also a really optimistic message here. This idea that we're on this incredible journey of spiritual growth, and that even beings as, well, relatively simple as us, we can aspire to someday stand before God on paradise.
Exactly. And remember, it's not a journey measured in miles or even light years, right? This is across countless universes, lifetimes even, with unimaginable levels of spiritual evolution along the way. And the most incredible part, according to the Urantia book, this journey is open to everyone.
Now that's a thought worth holding on to. This cosmic destination, this paradise we've been exploring, it's not just some far-off fairy tale. It's something we can actually aspire to reach.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder, though, what incredible experiences await us on that journey, doesn't it?
It does. And if we take seriously this idea of paradise as the source of all patterns, does that mean that our universe, as vast as it is just a reflection of something even grander, something beyond even the immense cosmos described in the Urantia book? Food for thought, I'd say.
It is. That's a question I'll be pondering for a while, and I bet our listeners will too. So there you have it, our deep dive into the Urantia book's vision of paradise, a place of unimaginable scale, unimaginable power, and unimaginable possibility. It's a lot to process, but hey, that's what makes these explorations so fascinating, right? Until next